What's up YouTube, Capital G here. Got an incredibly impressive display for you guys to check out. It is a deck that I want to showcase, and honestly, this is a deck that I will say I kind of thought was low tier trash. If you would have asked me maybe a week ago what I thought of this deck, I'd have been like, maybe it's tier 3, nothing special. I wouldn't run it personally, but after watching a couple of these plays, I was like, oh shit, is this, I think I might actually have to change my opinion, and I think after watching this video, you guys' opinions might be changed as well. The deck I'm talking about is the one at the bottom. This is actually Galaxy Blue Eyes. Now, I will warn you guys, this build is all over the place. So you're going to see some cards in here that you're just going to be like, what the fuck? Why is that even in here? How did that play even work? But it does actually work. And one of the reasons I've always kind of been down on Blue Eyes is I don't think that Blue Eyes has naturally a lot of play disruption. Like when your opponent is kind of going off and doing whatever they want to do, there's very little ways of Blue Eyes actually stopping the opponent from doing anything, and I don't think that makes Blue Eyes a very strong deck going first. You know, you can make Spirit Dragon, I guess, but it's like that doesn't really stop Zodiacs from like comboing over your face. But this version can actually make some disruptive cards like a Cyber Dragon Infinity, which obviously can negate something key like Barrage or Invocation, etc., etc. Anyways, let's go ahead and roll this. And by the way, these are all replays against competitive decks. I don't want you guys saying, oh, he's just trashing those tier 3 decks, Cap G. And this is against DDDs, the first game. I think it's 3 games in total. And his opponent is basically going to open up with the perfect DDD opening. In fact, this is the same DDD opening that you guys saw in my excellent adventures of No Justice Heretics. If you don't have like a Kaiju, it is damn near impossible to break this board. Once again, I just want to pause for a second and size up this board and explain how many negates you get out of this board and why it's so damn impossible to crack. Because I mean, you get a Titanic Galaxy, which obviously basically eats spells. You get a Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon, which can negate monster effects. You get a Siegfried, which is the same thing as Legendary 6 Samurai Shien. So this is another card that can negate spells or traps if, you know, you set a bunch of traps or whatever. And then you get the Executive Caesar, which is a card that negates special summon effects. So it's like so much negation, and you have everything covered, and you can actually play through it with this Galaxy version of Blue Eyes. And you see he's going to open up with a trade-in. I maybe would have negated that. He is going to negate the second trade-in, and, you know, Felgrand just puts in so much work. He goes for the Return of the Dragon Lords, and his opponent does try to use the Titanic Galaxy, but Forbidden Chalice comes out, and obviously once you summon Felgrand from the graveyard, Felgrand's effect kicks in, Crystal Wing negates that, and if you look at it, he's actually eaten up every single one of those negates. The reason this Felgrand didn't die, the reason this Felgrand didn't die is because he used the effect of Return of the Dragon Lords to actually protect it, and I know you guys are like, what the fuck, Cap? Why is he using Demise? I don't know, it just works, man. So he uses Felgrand again, and then he actually tributes it, he summons Demise, boom, boom, the entire field is actually gone. I don't know how I feel about Demise, but it actually works. And you guys know if you're top decking against a Demise, much like a Judgment Dragon, you're basically losing the duel. You can't set cards against Demise. Your opponent will simply pay that 2,000 life points, and they'll blow up your entire field. Now he has Art Brave Dragon in the graveyard. That activates. He gets a Felgrand. He starts banishing more cards. His Demise is going to die, but it doesn't matter at this point. The damage has already been done. The fact that he has the big ass Felgrand on the field, and then on top of that, not only is he able to attack Joan of Arc and run her over, but he's able to basically snatch steal his opponent's Crystal Wing. Now I probably wouldn't have exceeded with it, but he's just kind of showing off some of the plays that you can actually do. Now he goes even deeper. He uses the Galaxy, Galaxy Soldier, and most decks when they use Galaxy Soldier, that's kind of like the only Galaxy cards that they have. But he's running a bunch of Galaxy cards, so he can actually get the Galaxy Knight. He could have gone into, well, not with this particular board, but a lot of times you can go into like rank 8 plays, which normal Blue Eyes, I mean, the normal Blue Eyes can do that, but it's not as fluid as like the Galaxy Blue Eyes build. So you can see even when his opponent makes like the God tier field, he's able to actually crack it in his first turn, and Demise is there for cleanup. Let's see, this is against Paleozoic. Once again, another extremely good deck, and he's gonna open extremely like good. I know I said the word extremely a lot there, but let's just size up his board really quickly. Actually, let's look at it after he's activated totally awesome's effect. So he has 2 copies of Candina, which is basically Paleozoic Book of Moon, if I'm not mistaken. And then he has a Solemn Strike, he has Totally Awesome, and then he has a Dupe Frog. So this is an amazing field. Obviously, if his opponent uses any monster effects, Strike can take it out. The Totally Awesome could take it out. He has 2 Book of Moons. He can't really attack because he has the Substitute there as well. Not Substitute, what the hell? Dupe Frog there as well. So it's an extremely strong board, but his opponent, once again, hitting him with that Lance. He ends up, see, he actually got wrecked there. He activated Twin Twisters, and his opponent obviously wanted to use the Totally Awesome, but the problem is he tributed not the Totally Awesome, he tributed the Dupe Frog, and when he did that, his opponent's able to use Forbidden Chalice. Now, at this point, he's probably just going to get wrecked. He activates Melody of the Awakening Dragon. Even with the Book of Moon, I don't think that Totally Awesome is going to live, as he has, what's it called, Return of the Dragon Lords, and now he's able to get Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that's Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon. He tributes for a Blue Eyes White Dragon. I wasn't sure how I felt about that effect, but it's fine because he got Art Brave in the graveyard, and now he's able to bring back his alternative dragon. And the thing about this is, once you actually mount a deck like Paleozoics, a lot of the power of that deck in its grind game basically goes to the toilet, because you see, even with him making Crumble logos, there's just not enough ways for a deck like Paleozoics to get over a bunch of 3,000 attackers. I mean, yeah, you can make things like Cat Shark, but that's like one of the only ways you have of doing that. You see right here, he actually uses Galaxy Zero to bring back his Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon, and he's gonna struggle because these Totally Awesomes aren't doing anything when this guy has, you know, 9,000 damage on board, and he has 3 different 3,000 attackers. He finally uses a Cat Shark to basically get his Totally Awesome over the alternative dragon, but it doesn't matter. He has so much protection in his graveyard from Return of the Dragon Lords that it's just not doing anything. At this point, he's kind of on life support. He's just defending, and you never really want to be defending against a deck like Blue Eyes. He top decks the Solemn Strike, and it's just not doing anything. I think he is going to use, okay, I thought he was going to use the Galaxy Soldiers effect, but nope, not really a point. Actually, no. Okay, he summons into the Strike, which I thought was kind of risky. I didn't understand that play at all. I was like, why are you exceeding? There's no need to actually exceed. And I think he is going to make a little bit of a comeback. He goes into Sky Cavalry, and he bounces the alternative dragon. Now, at this point, I looked at his hand, and I was like, oh, yo, his hand is actually kind of dead. Maybe this guy pulls off the comeback, considering he has a D barrier to call Exceeds, which won't really do all that much. But nope, he has Galaxy Soldier, he pitches it, summons the Galaxy Knight, and you know, I believe he has a monster that's bigger than the Sky Cavalry on the board. Now, he can't exceed, but it's just not going to matter. He still has a deck full of big ass beaters, and the Sky Cavalry is not going to do all that much. Even when he top decks Card of the Demise, it's like he's just drawing a bunch of traps. They're reactive traps that aren't going to do anything when your opponent is putting this much damage on the board. So I believe that this one is coming to an end during this turn, but I could be mistaken. Nope, looks like it will go one more turn at least. I believe he's activating the Karma Cut, the Paleozoic Karma Cuts, and even though he still has the Sky Cavalry on the board, the boy just keeps getting those Galaxy Soldiers. I think he might go for Cyber Dragon Infinity now. It's a possibility. There it is. Cyber Dragon Infinity, another good card, and even better, Galaxy Eye Cypher Dragon. I don't understand why no one actually just uses. Everybody goes for Cypher Dragon, and then they automatically rank it up. I'm like, Cypher Dragon is such an amazing card. If you don't believe me, watch Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5, the anime. So you see that he has a bunch of different ways of getting through incredibly strong one fields. You guys saw in both of those games, his opponent set up with a really good stun field, you know, Totally Awesome, Solemn Strike, whole bunch of negates from DDDs, and he's able to crack all those boards. So this is him actually going first, I believe, and it showcases one of the reasons why this build, in my opinion, is better than a basic build of Blue Eyes, where I said that Blue Eyes going first doesn't really have any power plays, and you see right here him going first. He's just going to get everything that he wants. So he goes for the Dark Matter Dragon. Then he summons the Amorphic Goliath off of the Return of the Dragon Lords. This is almost a perfect field. Like, not only do you have the huge amount of bodies on the field, but your opponent obviously cannot summon from their extra deck. You have Goliath, which is a walking domain. And then, I'm not going to explain it. I'm going to see how many people actually get it. I think a lot of people are going to miss what actually happens here. He's going to summon Felgran, even more beaters on the field. His opponent actually passes turn, and I think the game just ends here. Yeah, he goes into battle phase, and his opponent scoops, and you're probably wondering, Cap G, what the hell? This guy had Card of the Demise, he had Pot of Duality. Why didn't he activate any of these cards? it's understandable him not having a monster, but True Dracos don't play an extra deck. Why would you even, or I guess they don't really need an extra deck. Let's just say that. This guy isn't playing an extra deck. Why would he care about a Morphage Goliath? Why did he just scoop? The reason he scooped is because his opponent has this right here. This Morphage monster, while it's in the pendulum scale, actually stops your opponent, well, actually stops both players from activating any spell effects. So yeah, his entire opening hand is completely dead to this one card, and basically he kind of lost to just that card. Even if his opponent just had a Blue Eyes and the Felgrand, like that would have been more than enough to actually game him, unless he would have top decked. I don't know honestly what he could have top decked in True Dracos, because they all pretty much, no, if he had top decked the True Draco, maybe he could attribute it or something like that. But, and I mean, it didn't really matter because he didn't. So just a very interesting take on Galaxy Blue Eyes. And I think that this version is actually better because you get to run not only the Photon engine, but you get the Felgrand cards as well. And it's just a lot more explosive, a lot better, and a lot more adept at going first and being able to kind of crack board. So if you guys are interested in seeing the deck, it will be in the description as always. Thank you guys for watching, and subscribe if you have not already.